Okay, hi again, everyone. Andy here again from Access. I think we're going to kick off now. A few more people have joined. And this is going to be a short presentation and demonstration of the permanent workflow within Access Recruitment CRM. Now, before I get straight into the software, I've just got one slide that kind of better explains and maybe positions our footprint on the recruitment software industry in the UK, which that's a large footprint now, so it's important to understand the scale that we operate at. So although I'm going to be focusing on a small part of what we do today, permanent workflow for permanent recruiters, Access solve many more problems than that in the software space in recruitment. So going from left to right across the screen, we can do everything from candidate attraction, website design, and websites specific for recruiters. That came to us via an acquisition of a company called Volcanic a couple of years ago. And as we move across the screen, Access can also deliver you access screening. So this is our compliance, digital onboarding, automation of reference tool. In the middle there, Access Recruitment CRM. That's what I'm going to show you today, and specifically some recruitment workflow. Permanent recruitment workflow. And then beyond that, we have a number of financial, accounting, and payroll products to assist you in quickly paying temps and invoicing clients, and collecting and managing the finance piece for your business as well. If there's any questions on any one of those products, please reach out and get in touch with me directly. I'll put my contact details up at the end, and I can put you in touch with the relevant person, or indeed it might be myself if it's something I can help with. So let's get rid of the PowerPoint slide and get straight into some software. I will give opportunity at the end for anyone to ask any questions. So you should be able to type them into the panel. You can put those in now as we go through, but I might just address them towards the end. And I anticipate this is only going to be about 10 minutes or so. So we won't be able to go through everything today around permanent recruitment, but it's to really give you a flavour of what we can do. So I'm in the recruitment CRM now, and I've already set up a permanent job in here. This is for a data scientist. And just to explain, if you haven't seen Access Recruitment CRM before, just to explain the screens, what we've got here in the middle of the screen is, in this case, our job record card for a data scientist. And you will see me use these tabs, buttons at the top, to keep us on that particular job for our data scientists, but move through the different stages and different touch points of working through some permanent recruitment workflow. So as I said, I've already got the job in there, and I've already done a little bit of work on this job. So if we go to the review list, after running a search, you're putting in your search criteria, whether it's searching for CVs or searching for where applicants live relative to this company or this particular job, all those results will land on this review list. And you can, of course, go through making notes against each candidate you speak to, and you can set their status against this job. So that might be that, yes, you've marked them as what we call accepted, and you would like to, and they would have agreed for you to send their CV to the client. There will inevitably be lots of people that you put on hold. You can't get hold of them. They're going to think about it. They're going to come back to you, and so on. And you can set your own statuses here. So this is really about going from a long list to a short list of people that you want to perhaps go on and send to your client. And that's what I was going to action first. And all the actions, the processes are triggered by this action button at the top. So if we click action, send CV. If we click on send CV and send all accepted CVs, the ones that we've candidates we've spoken to, and they're happy for us to send their CV, you're going to see what is maybe the first of a few different ways we kind of handle recruitment workflow in Access Recruitment CRM. Nothing is ever more than a simple 5-step process, and all consultants or users have to do is just confirm with the system each step of the way what they'd like to happen. So these are the people we're sending. So Bethany and Alex, we're sending to the contact, which is Michael Jensen, as we know at Newport, at the Newport Group. So I'll just quickly next through these steps. They don't take long at all. It'll prepare all the documentation. It'll prepare the CVs for us. We can have a last minute look at those candidate CVs before they go out the door. You can attach terms of business. That's what you need to do. But I'm just going to move on to the final stage. I'll make this full screen so you can see it. But the final stage here is what's been created for you as a templated email. It'll say whatever you want it to say, but something along the lines of, dear Mr. or Mrs. Client, here are the CVs for Alex and Bethany. You can change that, edit that on the fly if you need to, but I'm just going to hit send. So all ready for this particular job. So our data scientists, I've run a search, we've shortlisted some people, and now I've submitted some CVs. And what you might have noticed already is across the top of the job, it will tell you all the activity that's happened on that particular job. So we know, because we've just done it, we've sent CVs. So there's a lot more work that needs to go into this job, which we're going to move on to now, to move people through that interview stage, maybe to offer stage. And this is just the terminology I've got set up. You can change all of this: compliance check, interview, CV sent. You can, the user can change that to their way of talking. So we're going to move on to something called applicant action. Applicant action is just a summary of what you've done on that particular job, what CVs you've sent, if there's been interviews, if the client has rejected people, it will all show here. So you can see already as we work through the process, we have 2 people at CV sent stage. We know because we've just sent those CVs. It's for Bethany and Alex, and it tells you when we sent the CVs, which was just a minute ago. It tells you who sent them. This button here at the end of each one of these, so if we play out the scenario that a client emails you back, calls you back, likes the look of these candidates, looks like they would be a good fit for their culture and company, and wants to arrange an interview, you can just hit the button here. And then what you get is the kind of high-level view of where this person sits with that particular client from a perm recruiter's perspective. So we know we've just sent the CV. It tells us again here. That's when we sent it. That's who we sent. That's who we sent it to, who works for our client Newport Group. And currently, Bethany is at CV sent stage. And again, you can configure every one of these other stages. So just think of this as your sales pipeline, your permanent workflow pipeline, whatever you refer to it as. And the aim of the game typically is to get someone from down here to this stage up here, an offer accepted or a placement, whatever you end up calling it. But to get someone there, you have to move them through the funnel, typically stage by stage. So it's interactive at this point. So if you know there's an interview that's going to happen, you can click on the interview button. The system will jump into action. It will prompt you for the information like interview date. So I'll say it's going to be tomorrow. Let's just say it's going to be tomorrow afternoon. And the next bit you're going to see, if we do the interview confirmation, something you've already seen when we sent the CVs. All of those kind of common processes look the same in the system for ease of use and adoption rates. So now we're just doing an interview confirmation, but it is again just a simple 5-step process. It's Bethany again going on interview with Michael at that time and date. And once more, and this is in reality what happens when consultants get comfortable with this, they will just hit this next button, just eyeballing quickly the information in there, but they'll just hit next through each one of these stages at the top. Step 4 is the the interview email confirmation going to Bethany, confirming who she's meeting. Step 5 is the similar information going to the client, confirming that Bethany's coming to meet them, and we'll hit send. So again, we can see Bethany is now at that interview stage, and we can do that en masse. If you've got 5 people that are going for an interview, you could do those. So you don't have to do that 5 times. You could do 5 of those together. So I've just come back to the job now. And again, the high-level the high-level overview for our data scientist role is now there's still one CV we're awaiting feedback on at CV sent stage, but we know, I think it was Bethany, that we've moved on to interview stage. And I might just complete that process fully before showing you a couple of other things. We have integrations with a couple of third-party multi-posting companies. So Idaboo is the one I've got turned on here, but we also have the same with Broadbean. So if you want to advertise this job to multiple job boards via our partners, Idaboo and Broadbean, that's absolutely possible. And also, as I mentioned at the beginning on our slide, we have our own website technology called Volcanic. So if you are in the market for or interested in a redesign or rebuild of your website, we can take that on, and then we can link Access Recruitment CRM to your Volcanic website, and then it becomes a simple click of a button to get this job advertised on your own website. And it's just as easy using our partners to get the job advertised on multiple third-party job boards. And the final part part maybe on permanent workflow. Of course, there might be second, third interviews, I get that, but for today's purposes, I'm just going to show you how easy it is. If we go back to, say, Bethany, if you want to invoice from Access Recruitment CRM, that's absolutely something we can do. So I'm going to I know it doesn't quite happen this quick in real life, but if I go to offer accepted for Bethany, I can demonstrate to you that Access Recruitment CRM is also able to kind of generate quite quickly branded PDF invoices. So if we just check out the perm information, I haven't put this in yet, so we'll just put in, say it's 20%. It's a nice healthy 10K fee. If we hit create invoice, I'll be able to show you this now. There we go, PDF preview. Again, that would have your logo on it. We can simply kind of raise permanent invoices, and we can send that straight from the system as well to your client when the time's appropriate. And the final thing I'll add, that was as much as I was really going to show briefly on permanent workflow here. And as I said at the beginning, there's much more to it. We didn't really get into too much searching today. But I know the first time you see a system, if this is the first time you're seeing Access Recruitment CRM, it can look quite overwhelming. And I know I talk quickly and I move quickly through the system. It's a system that I know well. But we can help with that. We have something inbuilt. It's available to every user. It's called walkthroughs. It slides out from the right-hand side of the screen, and this will help you get up to speed, not just with permanent workflow, but if you go on to use the system for temporary or contract, it does all that as well. Walkthroughs are, if I just fire up this very top one, if you didn't know how to add a client, just something you'd have to do well before adding a permanent job and doing all the things I've shown you. But if you click on that, you'll see what our system does is it will walk you through and point to every button you need to click on in order to do that thing that you've asked it for help with. So in this case, it was how do I add a client? And now it's pointing me to every button I need to click on and giving me little prompts so I can start adding company details in now. And there are in excess of, I think there's 56, let me just check. There's 56 different walkthroughs in there, and it's all the stuff you would need or any user would need day one using the system, how to get up to speed. So how do you add a client? How do you add an applicant? What does applicant search look like? So you click on that and the system will walk you through. So as I said, today was a really quick webinar around permanent workflow. If there were any questions, I think there are some here. Just give me 1 second, I've got it on another. Okay, where can we watch a recording of this session? So I believe we will, anyone that's attended, I'm pretty sure we'll send you a link. If not, I can see who asked that question. I'll make sure we get the link to you directly if it doesn't come out automatically to you. So don't worry, I'll make sure it gets to you. I've got another question around permanent workflow. How can you view your team's permanent desks? Oh, okay, so yeah, what I showed you today was very much around kind of an individual moving a candidate through a process. But if you're a manager, a team manager, owner of a business, you can get that helicopter view of the permanent pipeline and all your team's perm opportunities. You come over here to applicant action. There's two ways you can see it. You can pivot into what we call a table view, which to me always just feels like I'm looking at Excel. And this will tell you each one of these lines, if I can try and draw around it. So there you go, right at the top, because I've got it filtered in date order, but that is telling me that there is an applicant called Bethany, who we have successfully placed at Newport Group with Michael Jensen there. That's the data scientist role. It was me that did it. That's when I originally sent the CV, and she is an offer accepted position in the perm pipeline. And there's all my other opportunities, perm opportunities I've got, and the stage that they're at. So you can see I've got plenty of people at CV sent stage, second interview, and so on. And you can manipulate this to kind of get out of it what you need to as a business owner or a team leader looking after a team of perm recruiters. So yeah, there's a couple of different ways. Let's have a look. I don't think there's any more questions coming through. As I said, we'll make the recording available to you and make sure that gets to you. If you've got any more information on perm workflow or how we handle perm, then reach out and let us know. Sorry, I said about 10 minutes. We've gone for about 15 minutes or so. I hope that's been useful. I can see we've got people that are existing users, and I can see there's a few that don't use it. So I hope this has piqued your interest, and as I say, reach out if you've got any more questions. Thanks, everyone. Take care, bye.